has 11 and a half sacks.
What?
One of the key contributors to a dominating win on Christmas Day. Ladies and gentlemen, Santa Claus, Kyle Van Noy.
Yeah!
How you doing, man?
Man, it is so good to be back with my boys, bro. I hope you're doing good. But hold up. I ain't old. I'm wise and I'm experienced.
There we go. Yeah, he's a veteran. He's experienced. He's not old. No, he's just been in the game a long time, but he's feeling spry, looking spry. Hey, you're playing spry as well. What has it been this year? Another year in the system, kind of understanding the defense, understanding the guys a little bit. What do you contribute your success this year thus far to? Great dance.
I think it's got to be Lambo, right? Is Lambo in the building?
Oh, geez. Well, he's down in North Carolina. He went back to college. He's general manager down there in college. He did say
he got the check from Billy B over there. That's why he ran over there for that check. We know Lambo. Shout out to Lambo. Love Lambo. Honestly, this season's been awesome for me playing, just being around a group of guys that have been there for so long, that have been going through it. Just trying to help out as best as possible. And then for me, I've always known I could do this. In the last 29 regular season games, I got 20 and a half sacks. Ooh. So it's something that I've always been confident in as a player. It's just been able to be put on display now. I've just been able to focus on rushing. I've played multiple positions my whole career. I've had the green dot. I've played off the ball, on the ball. And now I can just focus on rushing the passer. It's been awesome. I've been watching a lot of players in the league, a lot of good edge rushers trying to steal some of their moves because they're working. Some players I can't do what Myles Garrett does or TJ Watt, but I try to do my own thing, have my own rhythm, beat to my own drum, and just come in and be ready to go every single game. Bring that old school mentality a little bit. I'm not shaking hands after games. I'll see you after, I'll see you in the off season. I'll give you a phone call, whatever. But I'm just bringing that attitude back. I'm not trying to be your friend out there. I think people are too friendly. I'm trying to just win.
Yeah, and you're an old man, yelling in the clouds in this particular. Yep, veteran, wise, doing that. Feels like that particular organization is a perfect place for a guy like you, though. Legitimately, especially after watching Hard Knocks, feels like John Harbaugh in the Ravens organization want to be known as that type of team. Do you feel that from within? And how do you guys feel about this particular squad this year?
Yeah, that's you just hit it right there. They do enjoy bringing veteran guys in like myself. They took a chance on me, and I told them I was gonna do what I did, and I feel like they've been happy with it. And so it's just continued to help out the younger guys too. I'm really excited for Odafe Owe, who's having an awesome year. He's one sack away from joining the 10 club sack. We're having 2 double-digit pass rushers within the organization of the Ravens for the first time since 2014. So his ass better be getting to the quarterback against the Browns.
Yeah,
that's for sure. And just Nnamdi Madubuike, I know his sack numbers aren't up. I think he's had like 6 taken away with flags this year. So he's doing really well. Travis Jones is coming on, Michael Pierce. And then the thing that's helped us a lot is the secondary. Secondary's been holding it down. Kyle Hamilton, he's one of one. He's an avatar back there. I always got to give him love. I think Marlon Humphrey should be in consideration of Player of the Year on defense. He's having a hell of a career and year. I think he has 6 picks, and one being a pick 6. So he's been locked down for most of the season. And then got to show love for Zio. Zio was getting rocked by the media and going through it for a little bit, and just bouncing back, and us bouncing and staying with it and turning the page, and then just clicking offensively, defensively, and special teams over these last 3 weeks, 3 games in 11 days. We won't talk about it. We know it's BS, but we did it. We went through it, and we came out, and now we're leading the division, which is one of our goals.
Everybody that's a part of those 3 games in 11 days, especially this late into a season, thinks it's absolute crap and absolute shite. You guys dominated your 3. Coming off the bye, obviously, you guys have looked like the best team in football at this point. I mean, just so good.
No. We can't. Whoa. We got to pump those brakes. You have to always give Kansas City their respect. They're the champs.
Agreed.
They're 14-1.
Got it.
They're the team to beat. I know, everyone's kind of saying the Ravens and all that, but I'm gonna stop it right there. The Kansas City Chiefs, what they're doing right now, they need to get their flowers. They're the number one in the AFC. Patrick Mahomes been looking good. I don't think he's thrown a interception since November, so
Agreed.
He's doing his thing. And so, you got to give them until somebody beats them. They're the team to beat.
How many points did the Texans score?
0.
Okay, so they're the AFC South champs. They've won the AFC South. They're going to be hosting a playoff game. They're a playoff team. With how you guys performed against them, and then 2 weeks leading up to that, I mean, everything is just rolling for the Ravens right now. But you're right. We are currently in what has been Chiefs season, and they are playing their best ball as well. That's why we're setting up for a beautiful playoff picture. Go ahead, AJ.
Kyle, I know when you came into the league, when you got drafted by Detroit, you were playing off the ball. I'm wondering how that experience may help you out now. Obviously, you are home. I know the Patriots brought you in. You got to rush the passer and everything, but like you said, you get to focus on rushing the passer. What's it like? What's the coordinator and the rest of the defense do to make you guys feel comfortable where you can't, like you said, you got 11.5 sacks, man. That's a ton of sacks, especially a guy this late in your career. How long you've been doing it? What's it like, I guess, when you get to focus on getting after the quarterback every single play?
Sorry, I almost lost my headphones.
Yeah, well, maybe you should go play in the NBA. You might be able to. They're shooting. That's all they're doing.
Yeah, right. No one was watching the NBA on Christmas, bro.
LeBron said it's there.
They might have to move to Christmas Eve. I don't think NFL is giving that back.
Next Christmas is Thursday, Kyle. Yeah. Next Christmas is on Thursday. I don't. That's gone. That's
Boxing
gone.
Day?
You moved to Christmas Eve or to Boxing Day.
Yeah.
Either one, which is Canada, whatever the case. You have been balling this stage. Hand in the dirt, though. How do we feel?
No, hell no. I'm standing up. No hand in the dirt.
Put one in there.
Not going to get me. No. Only against Boston Connor because, he gets scared.
Well, you got to bring more beef. I understand what you're saying.
He's still bringing it.
Still bringing it.
I don't want to bring no beef to you, Connor. I'm good on that.
It's okay. We got you ready.
Yeah, he's bringing beef with the toilet on this particular day.
A lot of beef. Yeah, still bringing it.
But AJ talking about you only have to get to the quarterback right now, and you only have to. Go ahead.
I'm trying to avoid the Detroit talk because it kind of brings back some nightmares a little bit. Just because when I was there, my position coach, legit looked me in my face for 2 years and said, "We think you're a good football player, but we don't know where to put you." And so, that was, pretty tough. And then I was able to see the former defensive coordinator now, the Steelers, got to perform against him a couple weeks ago, so that was good. I like to just continue to prove that I'm right and the people that are in my corner right, and those that, think I'm wrong is kind of kick rocks type of deal. So for me, I think it helped me mature as a professional. I think it also helped my marriage because we had each other there going through Detroit, going through a hard time. We got to lean on each other. So I'll always be thankful for that moment because, my wife's my best friend and we got to go through something like that together. I'll admit it, I was depressed during that time because it was my first time in my entire life that I've had, that I didn't have success in athletics. So it was kind of like, okay, how am I going to handle this? What I'm going to do? And, I have a therapist and she's helped me out, along my whole career, and just stuck with it. And it was just hard work. It wasn't easy. It didn't come overnight. And I think ultimately it's landed to where I'm at here. I think now people are seeing 11 years or 10 years of grind all of a sudden in this year. And now people think I'm a good player when, back then it was just a mindset of always feeling like I was a good player, always continue to work, and that work hasn't switched. I haven't switched up that routine. I'm still working hard, if not harder now, because I have to take care of my body. But it's just that mentality that I've always had and always will have. And I hope every young player out there that's not getting their chance to stay ready. Because when you do get your op, you need to take advantage of it.
Thank you for sharing your testimony there. Great question, AJ, to lead to all of that. Because, the story for Caleb Williams has been like, this is the first time this guy has lost. This is the first time this guy has lost. It's like, I hate to break it to the people that are saying that. Most people that make it to the NFL, have had success in their football careers.
Quite a bit.
But because of how good they are at football. So, whenever you start to lose, how you handle it, how you go about it. And, I appreciate you saying the message to the young guys that are going through it right now. Hey, just keep working, keep grinding, because better times are potentially ahead. That can wear on you, man. You said you got...
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. There was lots of times crying, driving my Ford truck, going to work. It wasn't easy to show up, and I wasn't perfect. Obviously, I had my issues when I was a younger player, trying to figure out the professional life of football and understanding how things work, and getting traded or cut and all those things, and seeing other people have success, and just trying to keep it. It was also tough too, because at the time Ziggy Ansah was hooping, right? And I was the one, I taught Ziggy Ansah how to play football. I had to help him learn how to play football in college, and this dude is playing and I can't see the field. And it was like, what the hell's going on? And so it was a good, humbling experience for me. And it's helped me out in my whole career. That chip will never, ever leave. And it's a big reason why I'm playing. I think it's different now that I've had success in the league, but the chip of always working hard and working smart. I think there's a lot of people in our world that works really, really hard and don't necessarily just get the stuff that they deserve. That's why I also throw in, you got to work smart, because there are things that you have to work smart towards and with.
Yeah, I don't think a work ethic guarantees you success. You have to pick and choose the right things for you. I don't think if I would have worked my ass off at basketball, I would have became a 6'6" guy that get knocked down shots. Just because I had a work ethic doesn't mean that that's going to work. But if you find what you can accomplish and work your ass off towards it in a focused way, normally good things are going to come. The work ethic is the most important part behind it, and also your mindset and your framing, which I think you chit-chatted there about how you've had to kind of go about framing everything, because any adversity can be an opportunity, right? I mean, it's an old cliche because it's a reason. Hey, are you going to let this beat you, or are you going to learn from it and take it with you going forward? And it feels like all those things have led you to an 11.5 sack season on a team that's red hot going into the playoffs and being a pivotal part of that. Can't wait to watch you continue to write your story, brother. That's what it is. You're just continuing to write your story. And now you have a podcast, McCoy and Van Noy. You got a family. You're leading the Ravens. I mean, life is great, brother. Life is very, very great. And speaking of that, it feels like when things are going well, it goes really well for you. Tone has a question.
Yeah, Kyle, you talked about balling earlier, and 3-point shooters, they get hot, they get streaky. I saw you had 6 sacks in your first 3 games, and then you have 4.5 sacks in your last 4 games. Have you noticed, since you've become and focused more on pass rushing, that you get hot as a pass rusher, and it's game after game after game, you just feel good?
That's a really good question. It's funny you bring that up, because I felt like when I didn't have sacks in my 4-game stretch, I feel like I was rushing really, really well during that time. I just wasn't getting on the board. I mean, I felt like I rushed really well against the Commanders, really well against the Broncos during that time, and I was just right there. And then it's kind of like threes and different things, home runs, that they come in bunches. And it's just something that happens. And, there's other people that have had that same style too, with how their season's gone with sacks. It's just been one of those things for me. I was hot early, had to work through getting the slide, getting double teams. Teams were scheming for me a little bit differently. And then finally, broke through with that, and then just continued developing. I think that's the one thing that I hold my hat on in the league is I feel like I'm always trying to develop. I'm always watching what people have done prior towards me, or what people are doing and having success right now in the NFL, because I think it's pivotal. There's only so much you can do with the blocking schemes and offensively. It's just seeing what works for you, and it's been awesome to continue to get better each and every week and each and every year.
On that note, doing film study, Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Kyle, one of the games you guys played against the Eagles, Lane Johnson after the game said, Roquan Smith was calling out plays like Luke Kuechly, and he's basically never seen that before. So is the reason you have all those stats because Roquan's going up to you before the play, like, hey, Kyle, they're going roll out to the left here, just chase him down and get the sack? Or have you ever played with anyone like Roquan Smith? Because the stories about him right now are absurd, and he's got 150 tackles on the season already.
Yeah, Roquan's the leader of the defense emotionally. He is special. I think he's 5 or 6 tackles away from being the fastest or second fastest player ever to 1,000. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's something like that.
Okay, hashtag stat that. Hashtag stat that. That's when we just make up a stat that's close. Hashtag stat that. Yeah. Somebody would do the research.
He's special, though. He's similar into the born-to-play middle linebacker like Hightower, Dante Hightower, where they just have this intuition, this feeling, similar to Ray Lewis when he played, where they just know football so well that they're able to take what they see in film, or not even watching film, but just look at what's going on, take a snap photo, and be like, all right, this is the play. This is what they're doing. And it's been awesome to be a part of Roquan Smith, his career, just being a little spoke in his wheel, because, he's going to be a Hall of Famer, in my opinion, if he continues to keep what he's doing at this high level of play that he's got. And, they have such an amazing core with the Ravens that I don't think it's talked about enough. You now have a young Nate Wiggins to go along Kyle Hamilton, Roquan Smith. You got Adafe. You got Travis Jones, Namdi. So many good players on defense as well as offense with their core. I just have a feeling that the Ravens are going to be tough to deal with, not only the rest of this year, just years to come.
Zach Orr, you mentioned Zio earlier. He's 32 or something like that. 31.
Yeah.
Defense coordinator.
Yeah, he's younger than me.
Yeah, I bet you he says you're old ass. I bet you is what he says. Not that we would
all
say.
right, here you go.
Yeah. No, we would never say that. Beard looks good, by the way. No grays.
Yeah, looks great.
No grays. Okay. Is there a little bit of salt in
there? There's a little bit on the side. We got to keep it short, though.
It looks good, though. Playoff beard, maybe.
Ooh.
Maybe we get a playoff beard. Maybe a big one. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Nah, that's only Julian Edelman. He looks stank with that, so I'm good on that.
What? Julian, handsome lad, isn't he?
Yeah,
he is handsome, but I'm talking about when he gets that bushy beard,
Thing strong.
Yeah, that is a powerful beard.
Also, happy Hanukkah to
Happy Hanukkah,
Julian
yeah.
Evans. 6 crazy nights left. 6 crazy nights left on the menorah, obviously. Happy holidays, Mary. You see that? I know you went to BYU, so this isn't your holiday, but we're happy holidays, everybody says. We learned a lot about this. You go right to left on this thing. Mm-hmm. You go right to left on this thing, yeah. Because that's the way.
Yeah, we're celebrating that at BYU now, too, because of the quarterback.
Retzloff, BYU is what they were calling him.
Yeah.
That's all that was the nickname.
That was his name.
That was the nickname.
Yeah, big game. Hey, we got a big game Saturday against Colorado. We need to get a dub.
I feel, yeah.
You don't think so?
Well, everybody's playing.
You kind of been low-key a hater last couple
No, I have not.
Yeah.
I have not. I love BYU. You guys just got the #1 basketball recruit to go to BYU.
AJ. Shout out AJ. Shout out the booster.
Who's that? Who's that?
I know all of them.
That's good relationships. Good relationships. There's good relationships to keep.
They helped me out in college too.
What?
Whoa!
Tampering.
That's penalty.
Yeah.
That was before the NIL. Give him the Pony Express.
No, just with meals. Relax, just with meals.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Cheeseburger gets you suspension.
Yeah, Jim Harbaugh missed 4 games because of a cheeseburger. Never forget it. What a wild thing college sports was before. Everybody's talking about how wild it is now. It definitely is. How about before? Don't even think about eating that chicken nugget.
Don't you do it.
Did you pay for it? Who paid for it? Are they giving it to you to play sports? No way. Well, what about the pianist that's allowed to go sell out Madison Square Garden and they're in college? They're allowed to...
It's not an athlete. Shut up.
That's music.
Shut up. You're not allowed to do anything. Well, what about the person that does any of the art and the painting and they're in college? They're allowed to sell their painting because of their talent that they have. Are they special or?
Shut up.
Okay. So just because I'm a sports person, I'm not allowed to profit off of what?
That's right. Shut up.
You ain't no artist.
Okay. And then now it's like.
I do have a question for you.
Go ahead.
With you being a very big spokesperson with how the time slots have been with the games.
Oh, yeah.
How do you believe those are going to switch in the future? For example, like last night's game, no offense.
Crap.
No offense at all. We saw it. How do you think they're going to do that because of all the juggling? And as a player being in it now, I think it would be tough to be like, hey, you're playing Sunday, and then all of a sudden, screw you, you got a good matchup, you're playing Thursday.
Well, I think it would have to be a couple weeks in advance. I think that would be the case. Now, granted, you just went Saturday to Wednesday.
3 and 11 days.
In the middle and just had 3 in 11 days. So, I don't want to say acting like them just forcing you guys from going one day to maybe a couple of days early is out of the picture because they literally just did it, at this point. I think they've proven that they're willing to shake up the schedule. Now, you guys knew it was going to take place, I guess, looking long-term at the schedule in this entire...
Yeah, but we also had a bye week, too, to help gear for that. Other
Not
teams
everybody
didn't. I think that was huge for us. Just having a bye week to get mentally ready for this stretch was huge.
I just think the networks... They're scared to flex. Networks are scared to flex. And I think if they had to do it a couple weeks out so teams would be able to get their schedules in order and everything, completely understandable. And this is as somebody that's in the media and is a fan of the sport as opposed to a player. Players are going to hate basically anything that comes out of this. You know what I mean? If they add an extra game, 18 games, and they add an extra bye week, obviously there's going to be people pissed off about everything, but that's seemingly inevitable at some point coming down the pipe. The international games, there's going to become more. I think there's going to be more of those that are going to take place. And when do the buys happen around those? Teams got week 4 buys.
Yeah, week 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
I think
crap.
the Chargers had that.
Yeah, that's a long season coming after that. So I think the whole, how will they be able to do it? Would they do it? How can players handle it? It's players have been having to handle shit since, you know what I mean? That's fair. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying it's fair to players. I'm just saying,
that's fair that we've been handling shit.
Yeah,
so.
And they just sneak it in. It's hey, they paid $150 million for 2 games, so we all like the salary cap where it is, right? So we are going to give them 2 good games. That is what we are going to do, and then we are going to make this happen. It's Amazon, that being their last one, it's I don't know. If
they have a playoff game, too, this year.
Yeah, and hopefully it's great. We'll assume it'll be great.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Bezos is going to love that conversation after the last 30. Football, and he's got real deep pockets.
Well, and for the first time this year, the conversation was for a little bit they had 5 or 6 Thursday night games that were unbelievable. But for them to close out on a couple terrible ones is tough.
What have you done for me lately? Yeah. And I'll talk to you because you guys blew out the Texans, which is part of the problem. We're kind of talking about how the NFL has kind of been the way it has. Why do you think those happen sometimes? I don't think anybody's ever been able to accurately describe why sometimes a team just doesn't show up or why a team slaughters another one. And obviously you've been in the game a long time. You were a part of a demolishing of the Texans on Christmas Day in front of the entire world. 24-point-some million average. Yeah. Congratulations. That's huge. Why do you think that happened?
Yeah, not because of me, because of Lamar, bro. Not because of me at all.
Okay, so
it's LJ's playing Grinch, bro.
That's why. That's why you think it is? That's what you think the difference maker is if your quarterback's unconscious?
I mean, he's playing unreal right now. I got nothing but love for LJ. It's so fun to play with a player like him. I'll always say he's one-on-one. It's crazier in person too. I don't think the TV and camera and all that does justice to how elite he is with the ball in his hand. And just him being the type of person he is too makes it that much better. He's such a good dude, such a smart dude too. And just he might make me go buy some grills at this rate. I know I tell people I'm from Broward because I have so many Florida teammates over my career, but he's about to make me go get some grills too. The way he's playing, I mean, it's electric, and he makes everybody else play better around him. And the way he's locked in right now, and before the game, he kept. I was this game happened to be the locker next to him. He just kept saying, "It's up, it's up." It's up, KB. It's up. And I was like, yeah. After the game, I was like, yeah, boy, it's up.
We were way up there. That touchdown right there with Daniil Hunter in his face, let alone this one where he said he's jogging 21.25 miles an hour, the fastest.
Yeah, he always says that, and I believe that. He always says that. I mean, he's looked faster in practice than he has in the game, and I think it's because he likes talking trash to the players he knows a little bit better.
Well, and also, whenever you're with a couple friends and a bear starts chasing you, you don't have to be the fastest one. You just can't be the slowest one. If you are the slowest one, you just have to be faster than the bear. So all Lamar has to be is faster than whoever's chasing him. So we'll find out if they can somehow put Tyreek at safety
that'll help,
and have him have to chase Lamar. I think Lamar's going to get out of there, whatever the case. So you're saying the reason why.
And all it is five. Sorry to interrupt. 5 more games, then we can get him on the show. Remember, I told you five.
What happened? What he's coming on the program. If you guys
in 5 games, we got to win 5 games.
And then you're
after the last game.
You're booking him on the show. How's this work?
Yeah, I said this last time.
I don't remember. Remind me what you said.
When I was talking to you, he said that he would come on if we get past that last game. So you got to get to that
reminder.
last game.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I did not remember that. I can't believe I didn't remember that because that would be so sweet. Not that your face isn't awesome in between me and AJ.
No. I would be a guest with them. Like, it would be like.
Oh, okay, great. So we would zoom in on one. I'm joking. Keith,
I'm locked in.
All right.
Keith.
Hey, that was rude. How about you being called Keith Van Noy less than a year ago?
Yeah.
And then now he has 11.5 sacks, 2-year deal with the Ravens.
Eat it.
And they're on an absolute run. I mean, it is a.
Is it for you?
Oh my God! And then Zito just told me that your name on the Zoom sign-in is Keith, lower left corner. Shout out to you. We appreciate you doing that. We appreciate you doing that, Keith. You don't deserve any of it, but we appreciate the hell out of you, Kyle. Did you get a chance to see the halftime show? I know Lamar was thinking about it. What were your thoughts?
It's country.
My wife got to see it. She was more excited about that than watching the game. She said it was electric.